mouth and nose with a tissue when coughing or sneezing, and proper disposal of the tissue in a trash bin. Coughing or sneezing into your upper sleeve near your inner elbow and not your hands when a tissue is not available. Avoiding the use of handkerchiefs and towels as they hold germs, becoming a nest for the virus. And frequently washing your hands with soap and water, which is listed as one of the most important steps you can take to avoid getting sick and passing the virus on to others. If you have any questions about how to practice good cough hygiene to avoid catching or spreading the flu, contact your nearest community clinic or the Health Education Division at the Ministry of Health. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health in partnership with the Public Hospitals Authority.
Hi, I'm Stuart Cove, and for many years I've taken pride in introducing young Bahamians and international visitors to the wonders of our Bahamian underwater world. Our marine ecosystem helps to keep our tourism industry and fisheries sector healthy and lucrative. We must all do our part in protecting it for future generations. And that is why I ensure our staff and customers are taught about the importance of coral reefs. I do this and more to protect our underwater life because I care. Do you?
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
A former female parliamentarian dies following a long illness. And scores of scientists participate in a major conference this week.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, first at 6. This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Every Day.
Good evening all, I'm C.S. Gadley and this is the Bahamas Tonight, first at 6. The Prime Minister outlining and touting the accomplishments of his administration to date in his contribution to the mid-year budget debate in the lower house this afternoon. Aldaviz Munnings joins us live from the House of Assembly.
Good evening, Siesca, and good evening, Bahamas. A new consultant for the Bahamas Investment Authority, new airports for Exuma, North Eleuthera, and Long Island, and a new land unit are just some of the initiatives Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis revealed in his contribution to the mid-year budget debate in the House of Assembly earlier this afternoon. The Prime Minister noted that since coming to office about 10 months ago, his government has begun to take shape its vision for a better Bahamas. The Prime Minister even outlined the circumstances surrounding the signing of the heads of agreement with Oban Energies that took place last month at the office of the Prime Minister. That story made national headlines, and the Prime Minister, as I previously said, explained what happened. The Prime Minister also detailed economic growth for the Bahamas since the Free National Movement took office in 1992, and he revealed how his government plans to further stimulate the economy during their term in office. Now, as the 2018 hurricane season begins in less than 3 months, the Prime Minister noted transformation for the Ragged Island that was devastated by the hurricane season last year. He revealed that the well-known Rocky Mountain Institute has completed modeling for an electrical grid for Ragged Island, and this comes as the hurricane season begins on June 1st. Now, right now, parliamentarians are paying tribute to Teresa Moxie Ingram, who passed away earlier today. She was a Free National Movement cabinet minister and parliamentarian under the leadership of then Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Hubert Ingram. Coming up in the national report at 7 o'clock, we'll have more on the Prime Minister's explanation of the Oban Energies heads of agreement and the circumstances that surrounded that event. Reporting live from the House of Assembly, I'm Altaviz Munnings, ZNS Network News. Back to you, Siesca.
Thank you so much, Altaviz. Also contributing to the mid-year budget debate yesterday was Public Works Minister, the Honorable Desmond Bannister. He said the government will focus on constructing new bridges in some family islands, and he also introduced plans to build a new bridge in Eleuthera.
We will include the bridges in Fresh Creek, Stanyard Creek, and Stafford Creek in our upcoming budget. By God's grace, we will build new bridges that are required to replace those dangerous structures. We will budget for roadworks to create culverts on the highway. We will budget for roadworks to create culverts on the highway in North Abaco. So when we fix the road, the stink pond will henceforth be known as the sweet pond. We We will budget for corrective works for the Dawn Road in Hopetown and the bridge in Spanish Wells, so the residents can be assured of safe passage in both of those communities. We'll budget for engineering studies on the Glass Window Bridge so that we can commence plans for the building of a new bridge to keep Eleuthera connected in good weather and in bad.
Still talking news from the lower chamber, Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister, the Honorable Peter Turnquest, says government is waiting on the European Union's next meeting of ministers in Brussels to be removed from the EU's list of non-cooperative countries. The Bahamas was placed on the list several weeks ago along with several other countries. Minister Turnquest said the Bahamas has submitted all the necessary information to the EU to not only be deleted from the list, but to maintain a good relationship with the organization.
They have acknowledged that there's nothing more for the Bahamas to do at this point, that they have to act, and we are hopeful that we will be delisted very shortly. It's really a matter now of our matter being put on the agenda for the EU ministers to consider, and the timeline for that can be a month, it can be a week, it can be several months.
A leading lady of the Free National Movement has passed away. Teresa Moxie Ingram died at her home earlier today following a long illness. In the political arena, Moxie Ingram served a total of 15 years as a senator, member of parliament, and cabinet minister. She served in the cabinet of former Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Hubert Ingram. Over the years, she had responsibility for transport, culture, health and environment, social development, agriculture, commerce, housing, labor, immigration, and social services. An educator by profession, Moxie Ingram taught English literature and drama in the public school system and at private tertiary level. A member of the hospitality industry for many years, she worked in the areas of marketing, food and beverage, and training before leaving to pursue a career in politics. F&M Chairman Carl Comro says Moxie Ingram served her party and her country well. He says there was never a doubt about how much she loved her country, and this same love led her to serve as Vice President of the Women's Association of the Bahamas, a senator in 1987, opposition leader in the Senate from 1988 to 1992, and a member of Parliament for Golden Gates in 1992. Moxie Ingram was an eloquent speaker who hosted a weekly radio talk show called Teresa's Saturday Salon, and she also hosted the television show Roundtable. She served as the executive director of the Bahamas campus of Sojourner Douglas College and was a past president of the Association of Tertiary Institutions in the Bahamas. She most recently served as chairman of the National Training Agency. A number of scientists in the capital find out why. You're watching First at 6.
BTC is giving the gift of rollover data, plus free unlimited WhatsApp calls, texts, pictures, and videos. Choose from our 1-day plan for $349, 7-day plan for $999, or our 15-day plan for only $29.99. We've even thrown in unlimited BTC to BTC calls and texts. Dial *203# to activate your plan today. Share every moment with BTC. Terms and conditions apply.
Are your monthly bills coming in on top of your holiday bills? It's time for a change. Bundle your bills into one low-rate loan with Commonwealth Bank. Move your high-rate loans and credit card balances from other banks to a low-rate consolidation loan at Commonwealth Bank. Less stress, less to pay, each and every month. Plus, the chance to win $5,000. So make a change. Get a consolidation loan at Commonwealth Bank and pay less.
With KFC's Family Deal, everything is under control.
Dad genius.
Enjoy our family deal with 8 pieces of freshly prepared chicken, large family fries, and 4 biscuits. All for just $20 including VAT. KFC Nassau, it's finger-licking good.
This portion of the news brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, your leader in personal banking.
Director of Labor, Robert Farquharson, says one of the greatest disappointments of the Tripartite Council is that there remains a void in industrial relations, with the Bahamas Industrial Tribunal still unable to enforce its own rulings. Farquharson spoke as the National Tripartite Council held its first General Assembly this morning at the BCPOU Hall. Farquharson says the Tripartite Council expects to take up legislation in the near future designed to empower the Industrial Tribunal to enforce its rulings.
We have too many employers in the country who are ignoring the law, who are denying residents and citizens fundamental rights as vacation pay and day off pay and sick leave. And when you bring them to the tribunal make a ruling in favor of the workers, but the worker still has to turn around and go to the Supreme Court to have that ruling enforced. That is a very important matter. That's going to be discussed at this assembly today, and we're going to see what recommendations come from the social partners to change that for the betterment of the workers in the country.
Attendees also discussed the best way forward for the Council. The Tripartite Council's role is to review legislation and make recommendations to government to improve the standard and quality of life for workers in the country. Farquharson says due to recommendations made by the Council in 2016, changes to minimum wage have occurred.
The Minimum Wage Act was increased by 40% in 2016. The Council at that time indicated that we will continue to review the cost of living in the Bahamas, and based on the increase in the cost of living, we will be in a position to make additional recommendations to the government if there is need to improve minimum wage. At this point, we're still waiting on information from the Department of Statistics to determine indeed if the retail price index and the cost of living has increased. And if it has increased, then we will review those increases and see how it impacts the national minimum wage.
The Bahamas National Trust hosting scores of scientists this week for the 4th Bahamas Natural History Conference at the Bahamar Convention Center. Under the theme Pathways to Conservation, this conference will address natural history research on species, their habitats, geology, and geography. The gathering will provide attendees with opportunities for academic interaction and enrichment, as well as open up dialogue between the research community and policymakers. In his remarks at Monday night's opening ceremony, Minister of the Environment and Housing, the Honorable Ramal Ferreira, stressed its significance by noting how we won't have a society if the environment is destroyed.
It is very impressive that scientists and conservationists are taking advantage of this conference to discuss the research in relation to recommendations for regulations and management that will contribute to the sustainability of marine resources. A Nassau Group of Fisheries workshop, a flats fishing workshop, and the Bahamas Protected Areas Fund in hosting a workshop to discuss sustainable financing to protect our areas. Within my capacity, I want to ensure you that myself, my ministry, we're actually here to help. We're here to do all within our power to ensure the continued success of the Bahamas National Trust and, of course, the important work that you do.
This scientific gathering is being held in conjunction with the Bonefish and Tarpon Trust and the Bahamar Resort. Presidents of both organizations, Jim McDuffie and Graham Davis, on why they've chosen to invest in this initiative.
We came here to these islands initially because of your world-renowned fishery with its pristine habitats and healthy populations of bonefish. It was a living laboratory for us, a place where we could acquire new knowledge about the species that was important not just to the Bahamas, not just to Florida, but really across the entire hemisphere.
Bahamar and the Bahamar Resort Foundation recognizes that the tourism product is inextricably linked to our environment, and that the Bahamas is such a rich environment in its biodiversity, and the conservation and successful management of our natural resources will help sustain ecological integrity, strengthen our tourism product, support conservation, education, and awareness for our guests in the local community.
In other news, first at 6, Governor General Dame Marguerite Pinling opening the doors of Government House today to the international delegation of bishops. The Bahamas rolled out the red carpet to the delegation led by the Pentecostal Assemblies of the World presiding Bishop Charles H. Ellis III.
I've been able and been blessed to serve 2 consecutive 4-year terms as presiding bishop of the Pentecostal Assemblies of the World. It's the oldest apostolic organization in the modern world. And we had not been on the island in 26 years. So since we have great significance with Bahamas, because my local church in Detroit was founded by Bishop Ellington Forbes, who is a native of the Bahamas. So I said, we're going to take my last spring meeting of the bishops to the Bahamas. And it's just historic for us to be here.
The Assembly is hosting its international meeting in the Bahamas this year under the theme Apostolic Explosion. The event is expected to attract international delegates. Coordinator and General Secretary of the Bahamas Turks and Caicos Council, Marcia King, says the event has already begun bringing persons together.
The connection is such a powerful one, bringing over 65, 70 bishops in the island of New Providence. And so with that spiritual and political connection, we're able to have an explosion, an apostolic explosion here during our 69th General Convention.
Coming up in First at 6 Sports, the water polo team is welcome back home.
That portion of the news was brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, the leader in personal banking services.
Coca-Cola Bahamas has always been a strong community partner for us. They've supported and helped us to
reach hundreds of young men through Sprite basketball,
create a fun and interactive United FC,
go a little bit further for our animal friends,
feed thousands of Bahamians every year,
preserve our natural habitat,
and celebrate Bahamian culture and Junkanoo on Main.
The Caribbean Bottling Team is committed to the communities that we serve around the entire Bahamas.
Today is a day for fun. Today is a day for family. So why should yesterday's worries affect my today? That's why I insure my family with J.S. Johnson, because their mission is to provide us with the best insurance coverage possible. With J.S. Johnson, I know my family comes first, so I take comfort in knowing that they always have us covered, providing us with a great today and an even better tomorrow.
J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
The performance speaks for itself. Pennzoil Synthetics, made from natural gas. Make the switch.
It's the magical moment you've waited for all your life. Wedding Dreams begin Sunday, April 15th at the 30th Annual Bahamas Bridal Show for hundreds who will meet 40 wedding experts to help couples down the aisle. For tickets and information, visit buttonsformalwear.com or call 421-9783. For the perfect wedding day, it's the Bahamas Bridal Show, Malia Nassau Beach All-Inclusive Resort, Sunday, April 15th. You bring the romance. We'll bring the magic.
At Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center, we provide imaging services to meet all your family's needs. Same goes for imaging at Grosvenor. We're the imaging experts. We never schedule multiple appointments, so you'll be in and out in no time. And if your initial screening reveals a concern, our radiology specialist can consult your doctor and conduct an alternative screening right then and there. Results are ready within 24 hours. Call 328-8157 to schedule an appointment at Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center or Imaging at Grosvenor today.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Kelsey Johnson. Here's your first look at sports for Tuesday. The country's latest gold medal winners got a royal welcome on Monday night. A large crowd, inclusive of the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Michael Pintard, and executives of the Bahamas Aquatic Federation, gathered at the Lyndon Pilding Airport to welcome the 3 teams that represented the Bahamas at the Carifta Water Polo Championship.
I think it's incredible. As you would be aware, we have had the championships in the Bahamas in 2017, and the Bahamas water polo team demonstrated that it was on to something spectacular then. So for some of the persons who've been close to the sport, they are saying that they're not at all surprised that they've done so well. But I must tell you, most of the persons who have not paid close attention to the work of the Aquatic Federation in general, the water polo team in particular, are surprised at just how quickly the Bahamas has been able to make up the stagger on other teams that have been in the business much longer. So, I mean, we're extremely proud of these young people. To do it at the various age categories is really a testament to the work that these young people have put in, the incredible coaching staff, and the amazing support system provided by parents, guardians, and friends of these young people.
Among those in the crowd were the proud parents and family members of Team Bahamas.
We are so proud of our boys. This is actually his second year playing water polo and his first time going to Carifta, so we are very proud.
Many people don't recognize the sport, but the people who do, they love it. The people who do it, who play it, they love it. And my nephew plays inside the sport, and he is an awesome player. He's dedicated, he's motivated, he's a team captain, he's the MVP.
We started water polo in 2011. Our first Carifta was in 2012 in Jamaica. During that time, I think they may have scored 1 goal. And in 2016, he got an award for the best goalie. And that Carifta was in Trinidad. And now he is a gold medalist of the under-19 Bahamas water polo team. And I'm a very proud mommy.
The Bahamas won the under-14 mixed title, the under-19 gold, and successfully defended their title in the under-16 division at the Water Polo Championships, which wrapped up on Sunday in Jamaica. All 3 championship wins came over host country Jamaica. The Bahamas Aquatic Federation is preparing their 36-member team for the upcoming Carifta Swimming Championships. That too will be held in Jamaica during the Easter holiday weekend. The Bahamas is the defending champions of the game, having won 3 of the last 4 titles.
It certainly is a momentum for the swimming team. We'll be traveling next week to Kingston. But we want to celebrate the water polo team, primarily because when water polo first started in 2004 here in Nassau, we were getting slaughtered by Jamaica and the rest of the Caribbean. I can remember our first game very vividly. We lost by about 2-40 when we started in 2004. But over the period of time, the water polo team under the leadership of Illing and Lottie, they've done an excellent job in not only helping the team to develop to be Carifta champions in all of the divisions of water polo, but more so in that they're helping young men and women to remain positive and make significant contributions to development of the Bahamas.
We're counting the days to the start of the Carifta Track and Field Championships. The 47th edition of the meet will be held in the Bahamas during the Easter holiday weekend. More than 30 Bahamian athletes surpassed the qualifying standards set by the B3As.
When we went through the list of the results from the Carifta trials, we had athletes who were very close to the qualifying standard. So we felt that they would be very competitive. In fact, when we looked at what was done over the region, we felt like a lot of our athletes would be very competitive. And so that was why they were added onto the team.
Second-seeded Texas Lady Longhorns are into the Sweet 16. The team defeated Arizona State on Monday night, 85-65, to advance out of the Kansas City region. Starting guard Bahamian LaShawn Higgs scored a team's high 19 points and 3 assists in the 29 minutes she played. She was 9 for 12 from the field, and the Lady Longhorns will now play the third-seed UCLA on Friday. A 4-point win kept Western Kentucky Hilltoppers in the winning column at the NCAA Men's National Basketball Championships. Dwight Colby and crew pulled off the biggest upset on the night with a 79-75 win over USC. Colby scored 13 points and pulled down 7 boards. The Hilltoppers will play on Wednesday. The playoff series in the New Providence Basketball Association continued on Monday night. In Division 2, the Carroll Contractors Resistance took Game 1 in the best-of-5 semifinal series with the Alive Buckets 100-98. The semifinal round is all set in Division 1, the PJ Stingers sealing the deal with a 101-78 win over the Carroll Contractors. The Stingers will now play the Commonwealth Bank Giants. The New Providence Women's Basketball Association will be back on court tonight with 2 games. Over there at the Donald Davis Gym, Cheaters will take on Foxy Angels, and your feature game will see the Connectors play the Bomber G Operators. That's your first look at sports. Don't go anywhere. There's more to come.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center. When you've got a problem with auto glass, the Windshield House has the solution. Our technicians will replace your broken glass and have you back on the road in no time. We have a wide selection of windshields to replace your damaged one, and we ship to the Family Islands. With excellent service and prices, we guarantee your satisfaction. The Windshield House and Parts Locator, Abundant Life Road.
We'll be with you through new beginnings and sunset endings, through toil and many tears, through the joys and many fears. For all of life's ever-changing moments, trust J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers for all of your insurance needs. J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
Hey, I'm Megan Shepard, a reporter here at the ZNS Northern Service. Did you know that ZNS is right at your fingertips when you download the new ZNS app? Missed something in our newscast? That's okay. Simply pull up the app, swipe, and you'll find all of our news headlines and highlights. So what are you waiting for? Download the new ZNS app today.
Join Prime Minister Hubert Minnis this evening at 8 p.m. for a national public service announcement on the redevelopment of the Southern Recreation Grounds on this TV station tonight at 8 p.m.
In news from the region, Jamaican police have released mandatory closing hours for businesses and community facilities in the St. Catherine North Division, now under a state of public emergency. The state of public emergency, initially for 14 days, was declared by Prime Minister Andrew Holness. Since the start of the year, 48 people have been killed in the St. Catherine North Police Division, up from 30 for the corresponding period last year. A High Court judge has sided with Antigua and Barbuda Electoral Commission in its decision to make Barbudans vote in Antigua in this Wednesday's general elections and not on the sister isle, as is usually the case in general elections. This ruling stems from Barbuda People's Movement leader Trevor Walker seeking an injunction to block the move and have a declaration made that Barbudans should vote in their own constituency. And a United Nations report says Trinidad and Tobago is the happiest Caribbean nation on earth, at least when compared to a handful of other regional countries surveyed for the 2018 World Happiness Report. The Twin Island Republic ranks 38th among 156 countries and is the highest placed Caribbean country in the report, ahead of World Happiness Day being celebrated tomorrow. Haiti was ranked as the unhappiest country in the region.
Time now for weather.
Well, we are playing around with some of the computer gear up here at the station, and here's a screenshot of what's happening out there in the harbor. A couple of ships out there, and of course you notice the sky is very clear. High pressure continuing to dominate. We are going to see some clouds moving across frontal boundary, taking shape across South Florida. Should get here sometime tomorrow and bringing us a couple of showers. Outside our studios, 84 degrees with just a few passing clouds. South-southeast winds at 12 knots, humidity at 69%, barometric pressure 29.85 inches. That is the first check on weather. More weather is still to come.
Thank you so much, Greg. Just before we go, I want to send two very special birthday wishes. Firstly, to my favorite person in the entire world, my mother, and to our colleague, Charles Fisher. With that, we end First at 6, but the Northern edition is straight ahead, so don't move.
Prime Minister addressing the Oban project. Operation Northern Strike hitting Grand Bahama during the early hours of the morning. And F&M supporters remembering the party's founding father.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening all. I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in.
the nation's leader admitting missteps with the controversial Oban energy project proposed for East Grand Bahama. Topping the news, Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis, during his mid-year budget contribution in Parliament this afternoon, addressed the myriad of concerns and confusion surrounding the Oban Energy's project. The nation's leader telling Parliament that the missteps should not have happened, but occurred in the government's haste to boost the Grand Bahama economy. He says while their hearts were in the right place and they were acting with good intentions, they should have done a more comprehensive due diligence. Dr. Minnis also advising that Oban's non-executive chairman, Peter Krager, the man at the center of the controversy, is no longer with the company. Dr. Minnis says the $5.5 billion oil refinery and storage terminal must go forward in the best interest of the environment. The Prime Minister noting that additional procedures will be put in place at the Bahamas Investment Authority to mitigate further such incidents. More details on the Prime Minister's address will come in the National Report. Many residents throughout Grand Bahama were awoken this morning by the roar of helicopters. The massive joint operation between local and U.S. law enforcement agencies resulted in over 50 persons being taken into custody. Today's operation comes days after a major drug bust in Bahamia. Our Sabrina Brown was on the scene this morning as the investigation unfolded.
A team of DU officers descending on communities around Grand Bahama early Tuesday morning, among them the Garden Villas area. Operation Northern Strike, a major takedown on Grand Bahama, began at 1 a.m. Tuesday morning. A joint effort between the Royal Bahamas Police Force Drug Enforcement Unit, the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, and the United States Drug Enforcement Administration, Homeland Security Investigation, the Coast Guard, and ATF. Officer in charge of Grand Bahama and the Northern Bahamas, Assistant Commissioner Samuel Butler.
Part of my role here is to be able to assess criminal issues in our environment, and once we make those assessments, to initiate a plan of action.
ZNS News catching up with officers in Garden Villas, the area known as the Ghetto, where a DEA helicopter landed. Onlookers gathered in large groups to see what was going on. The police K-9 unit was used to locate suspected dangerous drugs hidden throughout that community, and a number of people were taken into custody. Officer in charge of crime investigation, Assistant Commissioner of Police Clayton Fernander, heading a special task force out of New Providence.
During our search in an area called the Ghetto, we were able to recover a number of drugs in different pockets of that area. And I must commend the K-9 unit, the K-9s. They were the star this morning because they were able to sniff out a number of drugs that were hidden in some areas that your eyes would not see. And they were able to sniff out a number of drugs, a quantity of suspected marijuana.
But Garden Villas was just one of the major areas of interest. The massive operation leading authorities to uncover large sums of cash, drugs, guns, and ammunition at various locations throughout the island.
I can't give a count at this time, but it was a large quantity of drugs. Also, we were able to see is a large quantity of monies that individuals can't give an account for. It was found in their homes and can't give an account for it. I can't give a figure at this time, but it was a large amount of cash, U.S. and Bahamian, found hidden in some of those homes.
More than 50 people were arrested and taken into custody. They are all believed to be Bahamians and residents of Grand Bahama. ACP Fernandez says special intelligence resulted in a successful operation and this effort will continue.
You will just see the results. You will not know the time we will strike, but you will see the results. And I must apologize to the residents in those areas. I know we woke them up early this morning, but that element of surprise, and it was in good faith that the choppers were over some of the homes, but it was in good faith, and we want to commend the members of the public who continue to assist us in our fight.
Lieutenant Commander of the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, Eric Strawn.
With this operation this morning, we were very pleased of the success, and we hail, most importantly, the partnership that all of these different bodies represent here this morning.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
A 38-year-old Haitian man taken to court today to answer charges of illegal landing. Jackson Burles pled guilty to the charge of illegal landing and was ordered to pay a fine of $300 or, in default, serve 3 months at the Bahamas Department of Corrections in New Providence. He was also ordered to be deported upon payment of the fine or completion of his court-imposed custodial sentence. Burles claimed that he entered the Bahamas illegally by boat from Haiti some 16 days ago and remained in the country without legal status. Burles was unable to pay the fine and remained in police custody. The Barry and Sheena Johnson murder trial is expected to resume in the Supreme Court next week. After calling some 24 witnesses, the Crown closed its case yesterday, and the jury was asked to return to court on April 3rd. Paul Belizaire, Devon Hall, and Kevin Dames are all accused of 2 counts of murder, 1 count of armed robbery, and robbing the victims of their car keys and their GMC truck valued at over $8,000. The Johnsons were shot and killed at their home in Holmes Rock back in September 2015. The murder trial has been ongoing now since September of last year. In other news, the governing Free National Movement spending time in church this past Sunday to commemorate the birthday of founding father Sir Cecil Wallace Whitfield. During that service, party members and supporters heard of the freedom fighter's many accomplishments and was challenged to live with courage and conviction, just as he did. Deputy Prime Minister the Honourable K. Peter Turnquest, along with other parliamentarians, party leaders and his supporters, marking the birthdays of Sir Cecil Wallace Whitfield by attending his former home church. Turnquest says that he is grateful to Sir Cecil for his tremendous sacrifices and his fight for democracy in this nation, which has paved the way for him in his political career.
He was a courageous leader, a courageous warrior in the fight for freedom and democracy in this country and for the two-party system that we have. He was a founder in respect to educational advancement and the building of the educational infrastructure we have in the country, as well as the fight for land rights and for other social justice issues in this country. He was one of those persons who pioneered the fight for the people. And when he had that courage that when he saw things going wrong, he forgot and was very selfless about taking the leap and to go on his own and found this party along with the other freedom fighters.
The FNM has visited the church 27 times since the passing of Sir Cecil. Rector Christ the King, Archdeacon Harry Bain, adding that Sir Cecil was a man of great character, conviction, and he was not afraid to stand up and build a better Bahamas for all.
He was a man of courage. He was a man of conviction. He was a man of character. He never became content and comfortable. When you get comfortable, watch out. Something is up. He was a freedom fighter, determined to bring real change to the development of our beautiful Bahamas.
He admonished all in frontline politics to not get content in their efforts to do good for all.
Do not make the popular decisions. Make the tough and right decisions that will benefit our national growth. Sir Cecil was a lawyer, one whom I'm told defended clients and strangers alike for free at times. He was about justice for all.
A leading lady of the Free National Movement has passed away. Former educator and cabinet minister Teresa Moxie Ingram passed away today at the age of 67.
Moxie Ingram served in the cabinet of former Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Hubert Ingram, and held various positions, including Minister for Transport, Culture, Health and Environment, Social Development, Agriculture, Commerce, Housing, Labor, Immigration, and Social Services. As an educator, Moxie Ingram taught English, literature, and drama in the public school system and at the private tertiary level. She also served as the executive director of the Bahamas campus of Sojourner Douglas College and was a past president of the Association of Tertiary Institutions in the Bahamas. She recently served as the chairman of the National Training Agency. Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition continues in just a moment.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Dolly Madison, Freeport's original home center.
Musicians, churches, nightclubs, Radio Shack is now stocked with heavy-duty power amps, powered speakers, subwoofers, cordless and wired microphones, lavaliers, guitar strings, drumsticks, skins and accessories, guitar and bass amps, DI boxes, crossovers, line conditioners, percussion instruments, clarinet and saxophone reeds, PA systems, mixers, routers, hard drives, sound cards, tablets, MacBook Pro power cords and adapters, and so much more at the new Radio Shack at Dolly Madison Home Center.
Come on down.
Welcome to Jags International. We have Celebration, Valeria, FRS, Bahamas Air, Hotel, car vouchers now on sale.
Girls, I tried book my ticket online with them ferry them. So complicated, they asking for too much.
That's why I stick with Jags. No agency fees or booking fees. Cash and credit, all the same. Blow deals and spectacular services with a smile.
Yes, that's Jags. Your one-stop shop to Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach, and Miami.
We even offer cheap car rental vouchers, dollar, thrifty, Hertz, and VIP service.
Book now with Jags and get their $5 discount card. And don't forget the super sales going on.
Hey, I'm Megan Shepard, a reporter here at the ZNS Northern Service. Did you know that ZNS is right at your fingertips when you download the new ZNS app? Miss something in our newscast? That's okay. Simply pull up the app, swipe, and you'll find all of our news headlines and highlights. So what are you waiting for? Download the new ZNS app today.
Covering the Northern Bahamas, you're watching the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Two local entrepreneurs are trying to expand their brand on Grand Bahama. Island Yogurt, which offers soft-serve frozen yogurt in the Port Lucaya marketplace, is looking for persons who are interested in opening an Island Yogurt franchise. Co-owner Kimberly Brown says this effort is all a part of the company's commitment to the island of Grand Bahama and the country. She says a franchise orientation and open house event will be held tomorrow, March 21st, at Island Yogurt.
The orientation open house event is hosted at Island Yogurt flagship store at Port Lucaya Marketplace. Our goal is to introduce interested person to our product and process. We want persons from throughout Grand Bahama to participate in this unique event so that we can create new opportunities. We seek dedicated, passionate, hands-on individual to be an Island Yogurt franchise owner. An Island Yogurt franchise is an opportunity to achieve your dreams and become an entrepreneur and own a business within your community.
Owner Paul Brown says they want to see Island Yogurt in the communities of East End and West End. Brown says they are also looking for interested persons on the islands of Abaco, Bimini, Eleuthera, and New Providence.
To apply, like us on Facebook, send us a message with your name and contact information. The second important aspect about the franchise process is that individuals should be financially prepared to invest from $85,000 to $125,000. These estimates will support equipment needs and the store location along with our quality products.
The Grand Bahama Children's Home receiving a big donation on Friday. The Bahama Striping group of companies donating $20,000 to the home.
President of Bahamas Striping, Ontario Mitchell, and Managing Director Alan Albury, indicating that this effort is in keeping with the company's 8th anniversary campaign.
We did it in a way to where it's a $20,000 donation, but spread over a 4-year period. So we're donating a check of $5,000 for this at the start of the campaign for this year. We have always made reference to donating to the children's home because we see the work that Sheila Smith and her team does here.
Our president always talks about companies being more about not just being about profits, but also being about people. And this provides us with an opportunity to support the priceless work that the Grand Bahama Children's Home is doing, and then some of the other initiatives similar to what we've done across the other islands of the Bahamas.
Executive Director Sheila Johnson-Smith and Treasurer Jane Hivert acknowledging that Bahamas Striping has been an excellent partner over the years. They say this donation will go a long way.
This parking lot they have done for us. Can you see how committed they are? They have shown their commitment to the children's home time and time again. And so we are so grateful to them. I have told them they're hooked and they cannot leave us. We intend to use those funds for the maintenance of the home and directly for the children, such as medication, such as vitamins and all these other things that the children need on a daily basis.
With 28 children to take care of, it's very expensive. And corporate Grand Bahama comes in with food, but then we still need cash to be able to pay for utilities and to be able to pay our staff salaries, because the staff work 24/7, and so we have a lot of staff because we have a lot of babies and toddlers, and they take more care than the children who go to school every day.
And now it is time to ask the doctor.
Welcome. More on sickle cell disease. This disease is caused by a gene that changes how red blood cells are formed in the body. A normal red blood cell is round and flat and passes easily through the blood vessels. This is because those red blood cells carry oxygen from the lungs to every organ, keeping us alive and healthy. In a person with sickle cell anemia, these red cells are not round and flat. They are shaped like a farmer's sickle or like a crescent moon. They cannot pass easily through the small blood vessels and sometimes can get stuck, forming dangerous and painful blood clots. Normal red blood cells live for about 120 days, but in a person with sickle cell disease, their red blood cells die after just 20 days, meaning that there aren't enough red blood cells to carry adequate oxygen throughout your body. As a result, this can lead to symptoms such as fatigue or tiredness, blood clots, severe pain from blood clots, swelling of the hands and feet, frequent infections, delayed growth and vision problems. If you suspect your child has sickle cell disease, please take them to see a doctor right away. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Don't go away, Ricardo Lightborn is up next with a check on sports.
More on Makeup by Megan Coakley. When you want to look like a star. Phone 443-7979. Grand Bahama, get ready. It's the best of the best in high school basketball. The 2018 Bahamas National High School Basketball Championships presented by the ILKS Foundation from Freeport, Grand Bahama. Opening ceremony March 23rd, and on March 26th, the 2 final teams will battle for the championship. Question is, who will take home this year's title?
Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up.
Live opening ceremony and championship game coverage of the 2018 Bahamas National High School Basketball Championships presented by the ILKS Foundation on the ZNS Television Network.
The Flow Carifta Games Bahamas 2018 featuring athletes in 26 countries across the region. Friday, March 30th to Monday, April 2nd at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium. It's track and field at its best as our competitors run faster, throw further, and jump higher. The competition will be fierce as the Bahamas attempts to recapture the crown from arch rival Jamaica and keep Trinidad and Barbados and the rest of the Caribbean off their heels. Experience the energy of Junk Canoe. Get your flags out, bring your whistles, goatskin, drums, and cowbells. licking with the rhythm, is going to be sizzling hot, off and on the track. The Flow Carifta Games, March 30th to April 2nd at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. You just have to be there.
And welcome to sports, everybody. I'm Ricardo Lightborn. Let me tell you that our very own Francesca Stewart and Allison Smith, they are all celebrating today. Yeah, they're the rock stars. They're them old hands somewhere around here, but wherever you see them, tell them happy birthday. But Bahamas triple goal Carifta water polo team, folks, they're back home now from Jamaica. The Carifta Swim Championship is going to be held in Jamaica, and our team's ready to go down there. The Johnson family are going to make that trek south. They are excited.
Marvin Johnson is an extremely talented junior athlete, and an array of trophies he's won is a fair indication that this young man is incredible. Marvin Jr. is a member of the Bahamas Carifta swim team that's headed to Kingston, Jamaica, March 30th to April 2nd. It's all the hard work and outstanding performance that caught the eye of Karen Neely of the National Cooperative Credit Union with a special presentation to the Johnson family, and she's also expecting some big things from Marvin Jr.
National workers, we came about from the idea of people helping people, and when we heard that Marvin Jr. was selected to the Carifta swimming team, we were pleased to assist. We are always happy when young men are excelling, because a lot of times you hear about the young ladies excelling. But I'm pleased that this is a young man who's excelling all around. So National Workers is pleased to assist him in his efforts to go to Carifta.
Marvin Jr. was surprised with the support and also a bit on jitters. He says he's preparing for the Carifta at the end of the month. Marvin Sr. had a very special thank you for the National Cooperative Credit Union.
It's shocking because last year I was too young, but I was making the times, and I'm a little afraid because last year it was over here and I would have all the family support, but now it's in Jamaica, in a foreign land, foreign country, and I'll have to adjust quickly.
The Bahamas Federation, Swims Federation, is taking care of his trip. But us getting over there is a little challenge because, you know, we've been traveling all year with the Goodwill Games and stuff like that, so everything was coming out of our pockets. So I came to my bank and I asked them for assistance to help along the way, and they said, no problem. They like to see when young men are doing big things in the community.
Here's a flashback from the past. Michael Phelps and Ryan Lochte, they trained at the YMCA years ago. They are Olympians. Marvin Johnson Jr., he's got a good chance of doing the same.
Hey, Marvin, do what you got to do, buddy. The Reef Golf Course was placed on Sunday. The occasion, the 8th Annual Sands Golf Classic. We got some champions for you.
The 8th edition of the Sands Golf Tournament taken to the Reef Golf Course this year, and the setup was outstanding for the golfers. Besides an exciting two-person scramble, the lunch and awards were of a championship caliber. The man closest to the pin was Anthony Sam, Dave Stochuk, and he had the longest drive of the tournament. The ladies' gross winners, that's Cheryl Thailand and Pat Oglesby. As far as Rick Pinder and Jim Weber, they were the gross winners with a 368. The ladies' net winners is Susan Urban and Liz Franklin. They had a 63.9 score.
It's the first time I've played at the Reef, because I normally play at Fortune Hills.
Yes.
But I found it very challenging, and it was really very challenging.
Yes,
but we
was.
made it.
Teamwork.
Teamwork.
It takes teamwork. I'm a Reef player, she's a Fortune Hill, but together awesome.
The men's second net winner is the team of Dwayne Hepburn and Bill Winkles. 54.4 was their net score. Your net champion, they were simply right there to make it happen. Charlie Rice and Dave Stochuk. They had a good time going. 49.9 was the score.
That's our first time here. Well, I had a great partner, and they got the long drive, so it was totally enjoyable. Beautiful course, well maintained. Staff was absolutely amazing. They took very good care of us. Food was excellent. Who could ask for more on a beautiful day? Who could ask for more in beautiful Bahamas?
You had a great day today.
I did, and I had a great partner. He putted like a machine. It was just a great day. Great day.
The entertainment by Martel was outstanding. Jimmy Sands pulled out all the stops this year and had that smile.
We had a full card this year. It's, I think it was 74 players, so what a magnificent tournament. Here it is here in Grand Bahama, lovely Grand Bahama, and to see such activity such as this is very refreshing to see.
Staff of the Reef Golf Course in the Grand Lucayan, you guys did a very good job in hosting this year's tournament. You made Sunday super. And they got a Grand Bahama Open next. Let me tell you, go to softball play. Nico Grand Nita Dorkity League for you. Freeport Gospel boys defeated Freeport Primary 15-1. Walter Parker, Nip Grace Bible 9-8. Sunline with a 6-5 win over Maurice Moore. And West End defeated Martintown 15-1. That's going to be it for your sports on this Tuesday. Megan coming back in a minute. She can tell you why she had a great weekend.
This portion of the news is brought to you by In Style Boutique. Be fashionable, be trendy, be in style.
Pizza Hut Lovers Pizzas give you more of what you love. Meat lovers get more meat. Cheese lovers get more cheese. Veggie lovers get more veggies. Pepperoni lovers get more pepperoni. When you purchase a large Lovers Pizza, you get any small one-topping pizza for just $2. Pizza Hut will donate that $2 to the Grand Bahama Children's Home. Get your large Lovers Pizza, spend an additional $2, and get any small one-topping pizza for just $2. For the love of children at Pizza Hut Freeport.
Everybody, I on TV. Look, I on TV. Mom, guess what it is? That's me. Part-time, do you see me? I on television. I gotta tell my girlfriend I on television.
Hello?
Babe, turn your television to ZNS.
Quick, I on television. I don't have a TV in here. We have Wi-Fi, though. We have Wi-Fi.
That's fine. They upgrade now. You can watch it live from your phone.
You just have to download the app. All right, hold on.
Go to the App Store, type in ZNS, download the app, and you'll be able to watch ZNS straight from your phone. Hurry up before it's over, girl.
Get your news and more anytime, anywhere with the new ZNS app. Stay connected from around the globe with our live stream news updates, all in the palm of your hand. You can also listen to the ZNS Radio Network for your favorite music. Go into your Apple or Google Play Store and download the ZNS app today.
Miss I's a star now. I still gotta pay.
This is your ZNS Healthy Lifestyles Fitness Tip, brought to you by Nesbitt Fitness Gym with Coach Jonathan Farquharson and Akela Nesbitt.
Next, we have our butt kicks. You put your hands behind, right on your butt, and you want to try to kick your hands with the heel part of your feet.
Let me let you know that Megan is guilty right now. She saw that workout system. She's broken all the rules. And it's only Tuesday.
Thanks for telling us. That's going to do for us here in the North.
I forgot a lot more.
I'm Megan Shepherd. Join tonight. Continues. I'm Megan Shepherd, a reporter here at the ZNS Northern Service. Did you know that ZNS is right at your fingertips when you download the new ZNS app? Miss something in our newscast? That's okay. Simply pull up the app, swipe, and you'll find all of our news headlines and highlights. So what are you waiting for? Download the new ZNS app today.
Join Prime Minister Hubert Minnis this evening at 8 p.m. for a national public service announcement on the redevelopment of the Southern Recreation Grounds on this TV station tonight at 8 p.m.
The Florida Games Bahamas 2018, featuring athletes in 26 countries across the region. Friday, March 30th to Monday, April 2nd at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium. It's track and field at its best as our competitors run faster, throw further, and jump higher. The competition will be fierce as the Bahamas attempts to recapture the crown from arch rival Jamaica and keep Trinidad and Barbados and the rest of the Caribbean off their heels. Experience the energy of Junkanoo. Get your flags out, bring your whistles, goatskin, drums, and cowbells. Lick 'em with the rhythm. It's going to be sizzling hot, off and on the track. The Flow Carifta Games, March 30th to April 2nd at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. You just have to be there.
Bahamas Tonight is a link that brings the family islands together. I remember growing up on the island, we didn't have access to cable television and had to use antennas to watch Channel 13. Thousands of Family Island viewers depend on us for up-to-the-hour coverage on issues of national importance. And today, no other covers the Bahamas better than the Bahamas Tonight.
Welcome to the best of sports world.
It's a part of all our lives. ZNS TV is where we go for information, entertainment, and enjoyment. ZNS is there with something for everyone.
Kids, lunch is ready.
ZNS TV, a part of our lives for 40 years.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the National Report, the Prime Minister giving his contribution to the mid-year budget debate. A former female parliamentarian dies. And the Bahamas National Trust answers questions about that matured conch found by a vendor recently. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts right now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Every Day.
The nation's chief delivering his mid-year budget address in the lower chamber this evening. Good evening, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis. The Prime Minister clearing the air on the heads of agreements signed last month with Oban Energies in the House of Assembly. Prime Minister Minnis admitted in his contribution to the mid-year budget debate that there were missteps taken and his government will ensure the project will live up to its billing of enhancing the employment sector and economy of Grand Bahama. Altaviz Munnings joins us live from the House of Assembly. Good evening, Altaviz.
Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis revealed that records show that as early as 2009, 2 approvals were made in principle by the National Economic Council to Mid-Atlantic Project. The Prime Minister went on to say in his contribution to the midterm budget debate this afternoon that by 2016, the project's name was changed to Oban Energies LLC, and the beneficial owners are the K Family Trust. The Prime Minister also revealed that Peter Krieger was named the Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of Oban Energies at that time. Now, Prime Minister Minnis also noted that Oban Energies was given a second approval on November 15th, 2016. And he said most of the cabinet ministers that attended that National Economic Council meeting are now in opposition.
Was president of Oban Energies LLC. As early as 2009, Mr. Speaker, as early as 2009, a draft heads of agreement was submitted to BIA, Bahamas Investment Authority, and sent to the Office of the Attorney General for its review. This document was not executed. On the 30th of March 2017. The second proposed heads of agreement was forwarded to the PLP government by Mr. Obi Pinling of Pinling & Co., the Bahamian attorney for Oban Energies LLC. This was sent to the Office of the Attorney General on the 30th of March 2017 for review.
5 seconds. Now, those particular comments by the Prime Minister didn't sit well with the Member of Parliament for Angleton, Glennis Hannah Martin, and Opposition Leader and the Member of Parliament for Rumkey and San Salvador, Philip Davis, who both stood on a point of order. Well, the Prime Minister continued that a 2016 video surfaced featuring the then Minister for Grand Bahama, Dr. Michael Darville, and Mr. Krieger visiting the proposed site for Oban Energy's oil refinery in Grand Bahama. The Prime Minister also admitted during his explanation of the Oban Energy's heads of agreement that his government should have done more comprehensive due diligence and engaged in wider environmental consultation.
And we should have engaged in wider environmental consultation. Mr. Satpal Duna, president of Oban Energies LLC, arrived in the Bahamas on the 6th of February with the expectation to sign the heads of agreement on the 7th of February 2017. The document was not ready for signature, so he remained in the Bahamas until the 10th of February, at which time he signed the agreement and then left the country to attend other business. The heads of agreement was subsequently signed by the Secretary to the Cabinet. In recognition of its promise to keep Bahamians informed, the government arranged for a ceremonial signing on the 19th of February 2018. We accept. We accept that we should have clearly indicated on the 19th of February 2018 that it was a ceremonial signing. We accept. It should be noted that it is not unusual for heads of agreement to be signed before a ceremonial signing, so as to ensure that there is a firm agreement between the various parties. Mr. Speaker, it is unfortunate that at the ceremonial signing, Mr. Peter Krieger wrote the name of Satpal Duna, whose name was printed under the signature line in the space provided for the signature of Mr. Duna.
Well, Adon, the Prime Minister also informed Parliament that he was advised that Oban Energy's chairman and CEO, Peter Krieger, resigned from the company on March 1st. The Prime Minister not only spoke about Oban Energy's heads of agreement, he also touted what his government has accomplished since coming to office 10 months ago. He noted that the Bahamas Investment Authority will get a new consultant starting in April. There will also be a new land unit launched, and also there will be new airports for Exuma, North Eleuthera, as well as Long Island. The Prime Minister also touted a lot of economic growth initiatives that his government plans to accomplish during this term. Now, once the Prime Minister's contribution to the mid-year budget debate was completed, parliamentarians took time out to pay tribute to Teresa Moxie Ingram. She passed away earlier today, and she was a former Free National Movement cabinet minister and parliamentarian. We'll have more details on the Prime Minister's contribution on the mid-year budget debate in our morning newscast on the Bahamas Radio Network, as well as right here on the ZNS Television Network. Reporting live from the House of Assembly, I'm Altaviz Munnings, ZNS Network News. Back to you, LaDawn.
Thanks a lot, Alto. Minister of Public Works, the Honorable Desmond Bannister, revealed in the House of Assembly yesterday that the Progressive Liberal Party government negotiated more than $80 million for road paving contracts and tendered none. DeAndre Williamson reports.
Minister of Works Desmond Bannister revealed that the Christie administration issued more than $86 million in road paving contracts and while doing so reportedly abused required tendering process.
Following other road paving contracts were negotiated by members opposite when they were in power. Contrary to established public policy, not a single one of them went to tender. Members opposite simply chose the contractor that they wanted and issued a contract to them. And these 9 contracts were shared among 5 contractors. 15th of April 2014, Mayagwana Roads, $5,059. 30th December 2014, portion of Queens Highway Andrews, $7 million, no tender, negotiated. $7,106,801.87. 24th of April 2016, portion of Queens Highway Acklands, $19,470,611.
No tender?
No tender. 9th of January 2015, Thunderstang and Murphytown Abaco, $5,015,506. 1st of September 2015, Central Andrews Roads, $20,611,520.63.
Bannister shared this information on Monday during his contribution to the debate on the mid-year budget in the House of Assembly. Bannister says he has nothing against the contractors, but the negotiations were done in a manner that is inconsistent with public service procedures.
Speaker, let me say that as a politician, I too would love to evade the tendering process. It can work well for you when you're purchasing goods. When you're looking at services such as building structures and roads, the price should not be sole consideration. Issues such as experience, reliability, ownership of modern equipment are among the intangible factors that the tendering process, as presently configured, does not give sufficient weight to when considering value for money. So, Mr. Speaker, I'm not totally in disagreement with members opposite as to how they proceeded with road paving. $86 million is $86 million.
Yep.
Barnsley, however, is a completely different matter. Over $100 million of unnegotiated contracts that I will deal with at another stage.
Defending the Christie administration, opposition leader Philip Davis says proper advice was given before the contracts were awarded.
What I wish to say is that the member ought to have indicated that in each instance, the technical officers would have advised the minister
Honorable members.
as to value for money, and Mr. Speaker, the minister could have said that each of the contract was approved by the cabinet. And there's nothing wrong with that.
However, the Minister of Works promises to complete those capital projects started by the Christie administration. For ZNS Network News, I'm DeAndre Williamson.
Finance Minister and Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Peter Turnquest, says government is waiting on the next meeting of European Union ministers in Brussels to be removed from the EU's list of non-cooperative countries. The Bahamas was placed on the list several weeks ago, along with several other countries. Minister Turnquest said the Bahamas has submitted all the necessary information to the EU to not only be deleted from the list, but to maintain a good relationship with the organization.
They have acknowledged that there's nothing more for the Bahamas to do at this point, that they have to act, and we are hopeful that we will be delisted very shortly. It's really a matter now of our matter being put on the agenda for the EU ministers to consider, and the timeline for that can be a month, it can be a week, it can be several months.
Though the spouse of the Prime Minister often fills the role as the face of civic causes and host to international guests, never before has the office been officially established until now. Foreign Affairs Minister, the Honorable Darren Henfield, announced in Parliament yesterday that an office of the spouse would be established. In filling that role, Mrs. Minnis says she sees it as an opportunity to advocate for change.
It's an office for any Prime Minister's spouse who wants to serve in whichever capacity that she see or role she see herself in. it does not mean that past spouses did not serve. They all serve in various capacity as well. The office being established will assist in serving. That person now have an assistant, so when she's called upon, like on events like this or other events, there can be a coordination. They can also do a lot more volunteering in works that are needed to be done nationally.
This portion of the news is brought to you by the new Shell & Letty, designed for extra miles.
Every dream needs a gentle push. Every tomorrow needs a warm embrace. Every ambition needs hope to take flight and the faith to pursue a unique goal. At Commonwealth Bank, we make it happen for you. Today, tomorrow, and into the future. Commonwealth Bank. Everything we do it for you.
Every day you wake up with the world in the palm of your hand. Making connections and creating memories and sharing them with the people you care about. Every day the world is at your fingertips, and you can experience every blockbuster movie in stunning HD and top 100 Billboard music hit with the touch of a button. Every day your family and friends are important to you, and staying in touch no matter where you are in the Bahamas or the world is your #1 priority. And that's why every day for over 100 years, BTC has been there to ensure that every Bahamian has the best connection to the world. We cover every island, rock and key, regardless of the cost. This is BTC Country.
With KFC's Family Deal, everything is under control.
Dad genius.
Enjoy our family deal with 8 pieces of freshly prepared chicken, large family fries, and 4 biscuits. All for just $20 including VAT. KFC Nassau, it's finger-licking good.
Do you have a goal in mind but need help sticking to a savings plan? BOB has a solution for you. Introducing BOB's Goal Assured Savings Plan. You set the goal and we help you achieve it. You'll benefit from structured savings, competitive interest, and special discounts on loans, plus your full amount is insured for the term of your plan. So go ahead, set your goals and achieve them with BOB's Goal Assured Savings Plan. Only at BOB, your bank of solutions.
I worked hard to do well in high school.
Now that I am graduating,
What am I going to do next?
what am I going to do this summer?
I'm going to the University of the Bahamas Summer Bridging Program.
You don't need BGCSE results to sit the entrance exam.
Available for 16 to 24-year-olds residing in Providence, Grand Bahama, and throughout the Family Islands.
Are you motivated to attend university?
The best part for me though, on successful completion of the Summer Bridging Program, you can be guaranteed direct entry into the University of the Bahamas.
This portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
When the Royal Bank of Canada closed its doors on Spanish Wells Eleuthera last year, the line at its branch on Harbour Island grew extensively, making it difficult for clients to get access to banking services in a reasonable time. The bank's closure has raised many concerns by residents and clients about the need for more financial institutions on that island. Area Member of Parliament Ricky Mackey assured constituents that relief is on the way.
Couple of credit unions, and we're all excited about it. They're looking at coming and establishing an office there or a permanent presence, and we could not have asked for something better at this time. And we're very excited because there is a need for other financial institutions in North Eleuthera. In fact, we are also on the mainland of Eleuthera, are currently putting together a cooperative which main purpose is to establish an industry on the mainland of Eleuthera.
After more than 5 years of legal wrangling, parties involved in the Save the Bays case have finally agreed to a private settlement. Fern Carey is following the case.
The case involving Save the Bays, Canadian fashion mogul Peter Nygaard, attorney Coate Smith, and the government and its agencies has dragged on since June of 2013. The matter stems from Mr. Nygaard's decision to expand his Life at Key property to twice its original size without the necessary government approval. That prompted Save the Bays, an organization comprised of Bahamian and international members, to file a lawsuit against Mr. Nygaard, arguing that the work caused environmental damage to Clifton Bay and Jaws Beach. During today's hearing before Justice Rhonda Bain, lead counsel for Save the Bays, attorney Fred Smith-Cusey, said all sides have finally agreed on a private settlement. However, he said the fine details are still being negotiated and, when finalized, will be presented to the court. The Queen's Counsel described the case as possibly the longest judicial review in the history of the Commonwealth, and attorney Coate Smith agreed. Meanwhile, a status hearing for an update on those talks between the parties will take place Thursday at 10 a.m. before Justice Rhonda Bain. Frank Carey, ZNS Network News.
The Clothesline Initiative was observed at the campus of the Bahamas Educational and Vocational Institute, BTVI, today. T-shirts hanging on a clothesline were used as canvases for supporters to write messages denouncing domestic violence. During the ceremony, wife of the Prime Minister, Patricia Menace, told attendees it's an issue that shouldn't be covered up or even considered acceptable practice, whether females or males are the victims.
This event recognizes the need to inspire, educate, and the power of sharing with one another. And we honor and join in this community with those who continually work to ignite, transform, and actively change our society. We stand in solidarity with our friends and allies around the globe as we work together to envision and create a world where justice, peace, hope, and freedom are present in our lives.
Pan American Health Organization representative Dr. Esther de Gorville gave these troubling statistics about domestic violence worldwide.
Estimates that 1 in 4 adults has been subjected to violence in childhood, and that 1 in 5 girls and 1 in 13 boys report being sexually abused in childhood. These statistics derive from a survey conducted in over 80 countries worldwide, showing that these problems are pervasive and not restricted to any particular country or region of the world.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Business News, I'm C.S. Scotterly. The Caribbean Export Development Agency, in cooperation with the European Union, are preparing to provide grant funds to the CARIFORUM private sector. Over the next few months, Caribbean Export will be sensitizing businesses and business support organizations across the region on the process to apply under the Direct Assistance Grant Scheme. This is to build the awareness of the program ahead of the open call for proposals on April 23rd. Additionally, the agency will be training representatives from each of the CARIFORUM countries to become DAGS experts. DAGS is reimbursement grant funding facility specifically designed to provide financial assistance to legally registered firms and individuals with the potential to export their products and services. In other business news, 1 year after Timothy Smith, Danny Lowe, and Rashad Major launched Easy Haul, a self-drive truck rental company, their fleet has grown 5-fold. In addition to a F-150 truck, the company introduced its first box truck. The 3 young entrepreneurs who launched the self-drive truck rental business says one of the byproducts of their initial success is creating a model for others to follow and identifying a need for rental equipment for temporary use equipment. Their next step is to find a space of their own for the housing and maintenance of the trucks. And in international news, Facebook's stock is sliding for a second day in a row. Shares of Facebook fell another 5% Tuesday on the heels of the company's worst day in 4 years. More than $50 billion has been wiped off Facebook's market value this week. Investors punished Facebook after Cambridge Analytica, which had ties to President Trump's 2016 campaign, reportedly accessed information from about 50 million Facebook users to influence voters. This has been your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm CS.
I've been playing football since I was a kid, and my dream has always been to see the world's best players in real life. I'd stand together with thousands and I'd cheer.
You can win an all-expense-paid trip for two to the 2018 FIFA World Cup, courtesy of Visa. Just use your Scotiabank Visa card for anything. The more you use your card, the more chances you get. So cheer from Russia with Scotiabank and Visa. Conditions apply.
Springtime is here, the time when nature awakens and life begins to flourish. In adoration of the season, the Paint Place would like to brighten up your surroundings. Discover beautiful pastels like spring blossom or lotus flower. The Paint Place can bring to life any color you can imagine. Choose from a wide selection of top brands like Richards and Benjamin Moore and an array of painting accessories. The Paint Place, when you want to paint it right the first time.
After I met Alive, and the Alive people, they were so nice. They came and showed me how to do this and do that, you know what I mean? And everything became so easy to me, you know, and it started growing and make my head more relaxed, you know. Even when I only wanted to do that, you know, I just sit down and when I look, I could watch different movies, different channels, you know. If you don't know what to do, Alive, like us, you know, the staff, they so nice. And they so humble, you know. I mean, the girls so beautiful, but good personality. You know, they come and they show you what to do. And I mean, I saw they didn't come here like years ago, you know what I mean? This like honey. They feed me with honey. I can taste no sweetness through this company, right? I can just taste the sweetness going on for our family, you know. Alive really connect me, and I believe in the best. And Alive is the best, and it's good to be alive and stay alive.
Free, reliable, anytime, anywhere, and instant. That's the benefits of using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Pay bills, check account balances, transfer funds, and more. Enjoy the freedom of banking on your own terms. Why wait in line? Save time. Do your banking using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean to find out more.
If you own a portfolio of securities within a brokerage account, like stocks, bonds, or mutual funds, you can access a hassle-free loan, known as a margin loan, based on the value of that portfolio. Your investment portfolio is essentially used as collateral for a cash loan. And the benefits are numerous. Simple and straightforward application, quick turnaround, a more competitive interest rate, no requirement for monthly payments. Contact us for more information on margin loans.
Where can you find amazing selections of tiles from around the world? Exquisite medallions, pool mosaics, all colorful, bright and bold. They got granite countertop for the kitchen, elegant vanity zincs for the bathroom, tile care and ruby too. Everything you need and more at the Tile King.
The Tile King, located 69 Wolf Road. For more information, call 326-TILE or 326-5464.
Coca-Cola Bahamas has always been a strong community partner for us. They've supported and helped us to
reach hundreds of young men through Sprite basketball,
create a fun and interactive United FC,
go a little bit further for our animal friends,
feed thousands of Bahamians every year,
preserve our natural habitat,
and celebrate Bahamian culture and Junkanoo on pastry.
The Caribbean Bottling Team is committed to the communities that we serve around the entire Bahamas.
The Floca Rifter Games Bahamas 2018, featuring athletes in 26 countries across the region. Friday, March 30th to Monday, April 2nd at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium. It's track and field at its best as our competitors run faster, throw further, and jump higher. The competition will be fierce as the Bahamas attempts to recapture the crown from arch-rival Jamaica and keep Trinidad and Barbados and the rest of the Caribbean off their heels. Experience the energy of Junk Canoe. Get your flags out, bring your whistles, goatskin drums, and cowbells. Lick 'em with the rhythm.
It's going to be sizzling hot, off and on the track.
The Flow Carifta Games, March 30th to April 2nd at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. You just have to be there.
Free, reliable, anytime, anywhere, and instant. That's the benefits of using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Pay bills, check account balances, transfer funds, and more. Enjoy the freedom of banking on your own terms. Why wait in line? Save time. Do your banking using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean to find out more.
The performance speaks for itself. Pennzoil Synthetics, made from natural gas. Make the switch.
A leading lady in the Free National Movement and the country has passed away. The former cabinet minister died today following an illness. Tashina Robinson Blair takes a look at the life of a lady who served in many capacities during public life.
Two flags flying at half-mast today in memory of former cabinet minister Teresa Moxie Ingram. Her health had been challenged for some time, but those who knew and loved her prayed for recovery. Teresa Moxie Ingram passed away at home this morning. She will go down in the annals of Bahamian history as a trailblazer for women in frontline politics. Speaking in the House of Assembly Tuesday, Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis remembers Ms. Moxie Ingram as one who displayed a zest for life, matched only by her passion for her country.
I want to extend condolence to the family of Teresa Moxie Ingram, who was passed away this morning. She was a former minister, member of Parliament, and a minister in the Free National Movement government. She's made a great contribution, not only to the Free National Movement, but to this country.
An articulate spokesperson for the FNM, Ms. Moxie Ingram was an educator and a hotelier before entering frontline politics. Former Prime Minister the Right Honorable Hubert Alexander Ingram told ZNS News Team he was proud to have her on his team.
She had strong views, and she had a number of things that really concerned her that she wanted to change in the Bahamas.
She was one of 3 women named to the cabinet in 1992, a first for the country, and the first time that women had been appointed to cabinet in more than 20 years. Ms. Moxie Ingram was active in frontline politics and government for 15 years. Mr. Ingram remembers her as a strong advocate for the rights of women, a vigorous and unyielding supporter of the rights of children, a labor ally, a promoter of education and training, and markedly a proponent of the education loan program first introduced under the FNM.
I couldn't credit anybody more than Teresa with badgering me, it would be a good word to use, about the Educational Loan Act. You know, we created an educational loan of $100 million to provide loans for people to go to university. And I would dare say 3,000 to 5,000 Bahamian students benefited from that.
Miss Moxie Ingram returned to education when she resumed private life in 2002 and continued giving to her community. She was a meritorious council member of the Free National Movement, the party's highest honor. According to FNM Chairman Carl Culmer, Miss Moxie Ingram served her party and her country well.
At the end of the day, we have lost a person in Teresa who have contributed much
to the Bahamas.
A former radio and talk show host, Teresa Moxie Ingram, also served as the executive director of the Bahamas campus of Sojourner Douglas College. She most recently served as chairman of the National Training Agency. As a historical footnote, Mr. Ingram told our news team Sir Cecil Wallace Whitfield brought Ms. Moxie Ingram into politics. She died on his birthday. For ZNS Network News, I'm Tashina Robinson-Blair.
The Bahamas National Trust weighing in on the discovery of a matured conch by a popular conch vendor along St. Andrews Beach several days ago. B&T Director Eric Carey told ZNS News last evening that the Bahamian delicacy may have been about 40 years or older and possibly expired due to old age. Carey says the good thing about it, though, is that the matured conch may have reproduced, contributing to what he termed a troubled conch population.
That conch is a fully mature conch, absolutely. And the question is, what happened to it? Well, it died of old age. You know, there was no hole in it, so it wasn't harvested, and it wasn't broken out. You know, so it was a conch that fortunately lived its life and died, and then its shell washed up. And I think, you know, the fisherman that spoke to you, talked about the importance of knowing when a conch is mature. You know, 15 millimeters, about the width of a penny. That conch was way past that. So absolutely, it was a conch that produced over its lifetime, gazillions of depending on its sex, male or female, gametes that would have resulted in incredible reproduction.
Go anywhere, sports and Family Island weather are up next. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report.
Know how you can save more money, save more time, earn more interest, and have more for the future? The solution is an account from Fidelity Bank. With our ASU Savings, fixed deposits, and preferred client program, you can get free financial advice from our team of experts, competitive interest rates, and free online banking for simple and safe banking anytime, anywhere. Open a fixed deposit or savings account with Fidelity by visiting a branch today. Get into the rhythm of saving with Fidelity. Fidelity, we're good for you.
At Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center, we provide imaging services to meet all your family's needs. Same goes for imaging at Grosvenor. We're the imaging experts. We never schedule multiple appointments, so you'll be in and out in no time. And if your initial screening reveals a concern, our radiology specialist can consult your doctor and conduct an alternative screening right then and there. Results are ready within 24 hours. Call 328-8157 to schedule an appointment at Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center or Imaging at Grosvenor today.
Bigger is better. Get more for your money with Robin Hood Flour. Next time you're at the food store, compare. At 5.5 pounds, Robin Hood Flour gives you more for your money. Bigger is better. Robin Hood Flour. Find it at your favorite food store.
If you're searching for savings, then the hunt is over. Save money this and every week at Super Value and quality supermarkets. Libby's Corn or Sliced Beets 15-ounce can, 99 cents. Watley Bologna 12-ounce pack, 2 for $3. Chicken drumsticks, 99 cents per pound. Members Mark Ocean Spray 100% cranberry juice, 2-pack, 96-ounce size, $9.99. Fresh celery stalks, 2 for $3. Rosoni ready-cut macaroni, 14.1-ounce box, 99 cents. If it's value you want, then you really want Super Value and quality supermarkets.
And it's time now for a check on temperatures around our Family Islands. Forecaster Greg Thompson joins us live in studio with the latest. Good evening, Greg.
Hi, Ladon. Our second look at weather, we take a look at Family Islands. They're being brought to you, Family Island temperatures. They're being brought to you tonight by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We are protecting you. Across the northwest Bahamas, temperatures are warm tonight. 79 in Freeport, 76 in Green Turtle Key, Abaco, as well as in Allenstown, Bimini, and Bullocks Harbor. We pick up 75 in Marsh Harbor, Cross and Harbor Island 77, 78 in Fresh Creek, here in the capital 78. Rock Sound 76. We pick that up also in Kemps Bay, Daniel Key, Arthurstown, and in Rum Key. 75 in Coburn Town, San Salvador, across in Georgetown, you guys 75 as well. Deep South, Clownstown, Long Island, Colonel Hill, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, and Duncantown, Ragged Island, you guys 76. 77 in Spring Point, Acklands, and Matthewtown. Our neighbors to the southeast, Turks and Caicos Islands, currently 78 at this hour. Boating forecast brought to you tonight by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Center. For the northwest Bahamas, ahead of a front, we're expecting those winds to be out of the south to southwest at around 15 to 20 knots. They will be gusting at times. Seas running 4 to 7 feet over the ocean. Your high tide will be at 10 p.m. tonight. Low tide taking place at 4:21 in the morning. For the central and southeastern islands, southeast to south winds 10 to 15 knots. Seas running 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. Come tomorrow, those winds rotating, becoming northwest and north behind that front, 15 to 20 knots, and they will continue to gust. Sea is still a choppy 4 to 7 feet over the ocean. Your high tide will be at 10:18 in the morning. Low tide taking place at 4:30 in the afternoon. For the central and southeast Bahamas, those winds rotating even further south to southwest, still ahead of the front, 10 to 15 knots, seas running 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. Then come Thursday, for all areas, those winds picking up north to northeast, 15 to 20 knots, seas running 4 to 7 feet over the ocean. Your high tide will be at 11:07 in the morning. Low tide taking place at 5:19 in the afternoon. That's a look at your boating forecast. Tonight's travel forecast is being brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Early morning on the run, grab my bags, jump in my car, head for Western Air. Craft that's over there. They say it's bigger and better, sweeter and harder, lively and merrier, celebrating having.
That's a look at your travel forecast brought to you tonight by Royal Star Assurance. Your complete forecast is still to come.
Welcome to Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. Cholesterol is a waxy substance your body uses to protect nerves, make cell tissues, and produce certain hormones. Your liver makes all the cholesterol your body needs. Your body also gets cholesterol directly from the food you eat, such as eggs, meats, and dairy products. Too much cholesterol can have negative impacts on your health. Low-density lipoprotein, or LDL, is often called bad cholesterol. It delivers cholesterol to the body. High-density lipoprotein, or HDL, is often called good cholesterol. It removes cholesterol from the bloodstream. If your total cholesterol level is high because of a high LDL, you may be at a higher risk of heart disease or stroke. But if your total cholesterol is high only because of a high HDL level, you're probably not at a higher risk. Triglycerides are another type of fat in your blood. When you eat more calories than your body can use, it turns the extra calories into triglycerides. Your cholesterol level should be as follows. Total cholesterol level less than 200 is best. 200 to 239 is borderline high. 240 or more means you are at high risk of heart disease. LDL cholesterol levels below 100 is ideal for people who are at higher risk of heart disease. 100 to 129 is near optimal. 130 to 159 is borderline high, and 160 or more means you're at a higher risk of heart disease. HDL cholesterol levels less than 40 means you're at a higher risk of heart disease. 60 or higher greatly reduces your risk of heart disease. Triglycerides less than 150 is best. If you suspect or have been diagnosed with high cholesterol levels, talk to your doctor right away about how to lower your levels and stay healthy. This has been Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. Live your best life by living well.
Life is better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this. Your Rubis Reward tag is free at every Rubis service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubis, it's just better.
Life happens, and when it does, FG Insurance Agents and Brokers is here. We help you protect the assets you've worked hard to attain. We offer home, auto, marine, commercial, and liability insurance. Don't hesitate to protect what matters with FG Insurance Agents and Brokers. Visit us and speak to your agent today, or call us at 396-1490 in Nassau or 688-1500 in Freeport.
Rugs, carpet tiles,
ceramic tiles, floor mats, even vinyl flooring. Find them all at Wright's Carpet Masters located on Bernard Road. Let them cater to your home or your office needs, and you can choose from a variety of carpets, floor mats, cashmere, oriental rugs, and area rugs. And if you can't come to us, we will bring the business to you, offering free estimates and deliveries to the Family Islands. Wright's Carpet Masters will get it right for you. Located on Bernard Road, telephone number 364-1260.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Kelsey Johnson. Welcome to Sports Tuesday. After a royal welcome on Monday night, members of the Bahamas water polo teams showed off their hardware won at the Carifta Water Polo Championships in the House of Assembly on Tuesday. Bringing brief remarks during that time was the Prime Minister, Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis, the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Michael Pintard, and the Leader of the Opposition, Philip Brave Davis. All congratulated the teams on a job well done.
Speaker, I want to congratulate the young athletes for doing so well. They've made the Bahamas proud. I want to congratulate the coaches and other team members who have assisted, and especially the parents. For the parents, you play a very important role. These young athletes demonstrate the quality of individuals we have in the Bahamas. And you start off with gold, you must continue your life with gold.
Last year, of course, while the competition Carifta being held in the Bahamas, we won a gold and a silver. Of course, this year, the determination is that we will carry out the sweep. These teams have their sights set on bigger prizes down the road. And so in the gallery, Mr. Speaker, persons who are going off to school to excel in a variety of disciplines. A number of them also are amazing swimmers, so they can compete in any of the various swimming disciplines as well as in water polo.
Swimming is the genesis to be able to participate in the sport. But swimming is it brings individual satisfaction. But what greater satisfaction you have when you could have a team, right, with more than one, coming together, working together to achieve that good color. You know, gold is a good color. So congratulations and thank you for coming today.
The Bahamas won the Under-14 mixed title, the Under-19 gold, and successfully defended their title in the Under-16 division at the Water Polo Championships, which wrapped up on Sunday in Jamaica. All three championship wins came over host country Jamaica. The Bahamas Aquatic Federation is preparing their 36-member team for the upcoming Carifta Swimming Championships. That too will be held in Jamaica during the Easter holiday weekend. The Bahamas is the defending champions of the game, having won 3 of the last 4 titles.
It certainly is a momentum for the swimming team. We'll be traveling next week to Kingston. But we want to celebrate the water polo team, primarily because when water polo first started in 2004 here in Nassau, we were getting slaughtered by Jamaica and the rest of the Caribbean. I can remember our first game very vividly. We lost by about 2-40 when we started in 2004. But over the period of time, the water polo team under the leadership of Illing and Lottie, they've done an excellent job in not only helping the team to develop to be Carifta champions in all of the divisions of water polo, but more so in that they're helping young men and women to remain positive and make significant contributions to development of the Bahamas.
We're counting the days to the start of the Carifta Track and Field Championships. The 47th edition of the meet will be held in the Bahamas during the Easter holiday weekend. More than 30 Bahamian athletes surpassed the qualifying standards set by the B3As.
When we went through the list of the results from the Carifta trials, we had athletes who were very close to the qualifying standard. So we felt that they would be very competitive. In fact, when we looked at what was done over the region, we felt like a lot of our athletes would be very competitive. And so that was why they were added onto the team. But I can tell you from what we saw at the trials was over 2 days. There was so much excitement, and when you saw the way those kids competed, they competed with their guts. They competed because they knew that they had the country on their shoulders, and so they gave it their all. So I'm telling you, you don't want to miss Carifta 2018 because our athletes are going to be right there in the mix. If we're not getting for 2nd and 3rd, we're not looking at 4th place. Our athletes are really hungry this year, not just because we're here, but you see a different mindset with the athletes this year than the previous year. From my personal point of view, I was really pleased at what I saw at the Carifta Trials.
President of the Bahamas Bodybuilding and Fitness Federation, Joel Stubbs, were among those in the sporting fraternity extending condolences to the family of Paul Melbourne, a former national team member. Stubbs recalled the time shared with Melbourne, who has represented the Bahamas at a high level.
As I can recall, Paul was a person that, in all of his time in the sport of bodybuilding, fitness, even powerlifting. I remember when Paul started off in the late 80s, he came in the sport as a powerlifter. And so many a time I would attend many of the powerlifting events, you know, to see Paul really go all out and give it all he got in the different lifts was really, really amazing. You know, Paul, of course, was being known as one of the pound-for-pound men at the sport of powerlifting back in the day. Captured many titles in his division, and overall was placed probably as being one of the best pound-for-pound guys in the sport of powerlifting.
Melbourne was also a member of the Bahamas Powerlifting Federation.
It was a shock to the Powerlifting Federation, which Paul Melbourne was a part of. I became to know Paul around in 1993, some 25 years ago. Paul Melbourne actually introduced me into powerlifting. And since then, I became six-time strongest man in the Bahamas and went to the World Championship and rank among the world. But, you know, later on, Paul Melbourne, knowing his history, when I met him, he was the first Bahamian male to win a CAC gold medal at the CAC Championship in Nassau. And, you know, Paul, he was always a great inspiration around the team. Paul, later on in his life, give his life over to the Lord, and he's been doing remarkable with the bodybuilding team, and he helped himself around the bodybuilders. And Paul was visiting me over the last several months to put together this magazine, and he says to me, Bob, you know, I need you to put together some kind of, you know, platform so we could get this magazine going. Not knowing today, Paul will be missing from us.
Second-seeded Texas Lady Longhorns are into the Sweet 16. The team defeated Arizona State on Monday night, 85-65, to advance out of the Kansas City region. Starting guard Bahamian LaShawn Haig scored a team's high 19 points and 3 assists in the 29 minutes she played. She was 9 for 12 from the field, and the Lady Longhorns will now play the third-seed UCLA on Friday. A 4-point win kept Western Kentucky Hilltoppers in the winning column at the NCAA Men's National Basketball Championships. Dwight Colby and crew pulled off the biggest upset on the night with a 79-75 win over USC. Colby scored 13 points and pulled down 7 boards. The Hilltoppers will play on Wednesday. The playoff series in the New Providence Basketball Association continued on Monday night. In Division 2, the Carroll Contractors Resistance took Game 1 in the best-of-5 semifinal series with the Alive Buckets 100-98. The semifinal round is all set in Division 1. The PJ Stingers sealing the deal with a 101-78 win over the Carroll Contractors. The Stingers will now play the Commonwealth Bank Giants. The New Providence Women's Basketball Association will be back on court tonight with 2 games. Over there at the Donald Davis Gym, Cheaters will take on Foxy Angels, and your feature game will see the Connectors play the Bomber G Operators. That's your first look at sports. Don't go anywhere. There's more to come.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Easter's almost here, so get your hot cross buns in gear for the Robin Hood Easter Egg Hunt. Buy Robin Hood flour and take your receipt to Pritchard's on Robinson Road. 10 winners will be invited to the Robin Hood Easter Egg Hunt. You can win up to $3,000. Want to be an instant winner? Take a selfie with Robin Hood flour. Email it to robinhoodpromo@gmail.com and check Acer 8's Pritchard's Facebook page to see if you're a winner. Enter today.
The performance
speaks for itself. Pennzoil Synthetics, made from natural gas. Make the switch.
Spring cleaning can seem impossible, but with these products, it's a no-brainer. Buy Swiffer, Mr. Clean, Gain Dish, or Febreze and enter for a chance to win great prizes, like up to $3,500 cash.
Imagine you have Hollywood at your command. Introducing Flow Evil. Anywhere you are.
Big girls don't scream hard like Halloween, make me feel alive.
There's a world of entertainment here, and you run the show. Flow Evil.
Time now for weather.
Well, in our final check at weather, we take a look at satellite picture, imagery. We do have a frontal boundary that we're watching right across central Florida. Some showers and thunderstorms associated with that should move into the the northwest Bahamas, Grand Bahama, Bimini, and the Abacos late tonight, early tomorrow, and then through the capital by tomorrow midday, and quickly push towards the south. High pressure will dominate behind that front. We are expecting another cool down for a couple of days, so temperatures will be back into the 70s during the daytime hours, and your overnight low temperatures will be in the upper 50s to the low 60s. Tonight, we're looking at just partly cloudy skies, 70 for your low. Those showers and thunderstorms, as I mentioned, will be moving into the extreme northern islands late tonight, early tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're looking at morning showers in places. Otherwise, it's going to be partly sunny and breezy. Those winds will be swinging around towards the north-northwest and picking up in speed. 83 for your high, 7-day outlook. As I mentioned, the cool down starts Thursday, and then it runs through the end of the week. Then early next week, we start to see temperatures making it back up into the 80s. Overnight low temperatures will be warming up into the mid to upper 60s.
So we can wear boots and jackets and scarves.
I don't know about the boots and jackets, but yeah, it's going to be a nice cool down.
Thank you so much, Greg. And be sure to stay tuned immediately following this newscast for a special announcement from Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis on the Over the Hill Community Development Partnership. That's tonight at 8 right here on the ZNS Television Network. And with that, we end the Bahamas Tonight, the national report for all of us here at ZNS. I'm LaDawn Davis. Make it a great evening, everyone.
ZNS is everywhere you are when you download the new ZNS app. Watch our live channel to keep up with what's going on in the nation. News updates, we've got you covered. Tune into our radio stations with just a swipe. On the road, on the go, we're here with you. Available for download on the App Store and the Google Play Store.
The Flow Carifta Games Bahamas 2018 featuring athletes in 26 countries across the region. Friday, March 30th.